Hello, welcome to another episode of Chaotic Torture RC, where I'm going to do the scx10 2 makeover. This is episode 2, part 2. On the first episode I talked about I was relocating the battery to get it from up front here to here where it's going to sit lower, and I was going to get rid of the front bumper as I felt it was too wide and hindered a lot of my approach angles. And also in the process of doing that, the rear bumper had to come off too. So here's what I've done. For the front bumper, I had a stinger that I built for one of my original scx10s about 2-3 years ago. It's held up, it's taken its beating and never broke on me. It's drilled out for an RC 4-wheel drive winch, so I can mount a winch on it and still have my winch. So I went ahead and mounted it. It's all solid steel, so taking out the original cross members there, this took its place, so I have nothing to worry about there with integrity. For the rear, for now, I just removed the rear bumper. I don't know, I've got a couple other bumpers that I could use for the rear, but I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. I'm going to go back to the original JK scx10 body. I've got a brand new one that needs painted up, so I'm going to paint one up for this. So I don't know if I'm going to go back to the stock rear bumper from the JK so I can have the wheel rear carrier back there. I don't know if I want to go that route. But I'll get to the main thing that I built this for, and that was relocation of the battery. And so that part's done. 2 Velcro straps like most standard battery holders. You'll have to excuse the background noise. My cat is being super hyper right now. Battery come out. What I have is this. This is what I made for my battery tray. It mounts to the stock cross member plate there. And what I made this out of is a highly durable ABS plastic. If any of y'all are familiar with a company called Dash Off-Road Products, they make hard tops for the Jeeps, the Dingos, the Yetis, and a couple other trucks out there out of this stuff, and it is virtually indestructible. It is a very durable material. I happen to be friends with the gentleman that runs and owns the company. He has sent me some of this stuff to make my own things with. So I took advantage of the material today and made me a very, very durable battery tray. It's textured on one side, smooth on the back. I put the texture side there. It kind of gives a little extra slip resistance for the battery. I heated it up with a heat gun and bent it over. That way it gives it the downward angle. It's sturdy. It's not going anywhere. I can slip my battery in. Center it up. Lock the Velcro down. And I can pick the whole truck up by it. It's not going anywhere. It's a very sturdy plastic. Very good. So now my next steps are, I will probably, before I do too much more to this, I'm going to go ahead and install the motor, speed control, and receiver to this. I'm not going to hook a winch up yet. I'm not sure which winch I'm going to go with. I have a few different options. I've got a couple newer ones that I'm wanting to try out. But I'm going to get a servo, motor, speed control. I think now that I've got my weight where it's... I know having weight over the front axle is a good thing, but having top heavy weight wasn't. As I explained in my first video, and some of the guys that have run with me have seen, where I would be going down hills, and the first thing I did was boom. As soon as I stopped, boom. And once it started rolling, the excess amount of weight in the front versus the negative weight in the rear, it would just tumble and tumble and tumble really fast. And I was beating that poor stock body up that come with the kit up badly. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Anyways, back to that. Sorry for the interruption. I'm not even going to bother to edit that out. This is a missed call from +10. It's not even a legit number. That's funny. Anyways, with all the weight up front, it was just taking a tumbling with no weight in the rear. And my point to this truck is I want to keep it as light as possible. I've had a few friends recommend add more weight to the rear and balance it out, but that's just more payload it's carrying, more stress on the drivetrain. I'm at the point now where I think I'll be happy with this. I'm going to throw a Tekin Rock 412 in here just to see how it handles the brushless. The axles have held up fine. I was running a Holmes Hobbies 30 turn in this. The transmission gears have held up fine, and I've run it on 3S and just beat the snot out of it. The only thing I've ever had an issue with, other than how I felt that it was a little top heavy in the front, was the front drive shaft there. And in a few videos back, I gave a tutorial on what I used for the front drive shaft there. I was snapping front drive shafts like crazy, and I don't know if it was just the massive amount of torque that the Holmes Hobby 30 turn had, but I wasn't just snapping shafts, I was snapping the pins that was holding the shafts together. It was snapping them in half. So, since I've done this upgrade, and believe it or not, that is a Red Cat Racing upgraded drive shaft that's adjustable in length. It's for the ground pounder. It's actually the rear shaft for the ground pounder, because the shorter distance in the front, when I first got this kit, there wasn't nobody out there making the shorter length shaft that fit properly, and I couldn't justify getting a MIP shaft or something and cutting it down to fit. I had these already. It's worked fine. It's held up. It's taken the abuse. So there's no reason for me to go waste the money on a different product. This is held up fine, and I'm happy with it. So this is part 2 of the video. As I've mentioned in part 1, I'm still working on my Tech Tip Sundays for the Drift series. I'm still doing a giveaway offer for a brand new Castle SCT Sidewinder kit. It comes with the waterproof Sidewinder ESC with the Castle 3800 brushless motor. It's been opened just so I could look at it and be sure everything was in there, but it has never been used, and this is something I'm going to give away once I hit 500 subscribers. I know 500 is a low number, but I'm a low budget RC channel, so I don't have the huge following. That's fine. I reach out to some people, and I've gotten some good feedback on my videos, and I'm thankful for those that I can help, and that's all. That's what the hobby's about, is helping. It's not necessarily about the numbers, but I want to show my appreciation, so when the numbers are up there, I am going to do the giveaway. So if you haven't, please share my videos. Feel free to share them on Facebook, social media, anything like that. I've got a Facebook page for my channel. It's Chaotic Torture RC. If you haven't gone check it out, go ahead and check it out, because there's some things that I post there that don't go to YouTube. So please share my videos. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're getting any good information on my videos, or you just like the content of it, please like it. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave suggestions. I try to answer every comment that I can. For those, if I've missed any, my apologies. Sometimes I get busy or wrapped up, or there's just so much going on, I don't always get to it. And there's been some that I've answered really late, and in the comments I've apologized to you guys for the late reply. Sometimes I don't always get my notifications that I have comments in my posts. So thank you for watching, and this is another episode of Chaotic Torture RC.